Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Wednesday stream. Charizard, one spot left, picking new breaks and new vintage pack break. We're going to hit save on that. That is our work today. What time is it? It's 11:42. I'm starting way late. Way late. We're going live for Wednesday morning. All right. There we go. So I've gone ahead and pinged the Discord server. Now let's go ahead and open this and add the website. All right. So that's done. We have pinned the website. Let's go ahead and jump over here. And open up our stream. All right. So we're running just a little bit late today. I was doing a lot of work, actually. There was a lot of additional shipping I was doing. And then also, we have a new person over here helping us out. We have a lot of boxes that need to be broken down and trashed. So we have a nice lady over here helping with that. And I took some time to go explain to her which boxes need to be broken down. So, because we don't like to throw away all the boxes. We just like to throw away the ones that are useless to us. We like to save quite a bit of them, actually. Mr. Oh, Mr. Can I have a free Charizard? Oh, Mr. What? Free Charizards? I don't know. Sounds expensive. Okay, so we're going to grab this stream. Sounds expensive. I'm going to pause this so I don't have to hear myself. There it goes. Now we are in top chat. I guess I'll go into live chat. Actually, I feel like I need a sip of water, man. All right. I woke up having that neck pain again, man. It's like a neck headache. Really serious problem, it seems like. But I don't know. I feel pretty good right now. How about you guys? You guys feeling good? I made two videos, one for each channel. I made 2 videos before we went live, talking about the new record prices on these beautiful Charizards. This is apparently pretty expensive. Last sold 7.8 thousand on Fanatics. Last sold 30,000. So between these two, 37,000. Who knows what this is worth? This is Pop 3 as far as we can tell. Is SGC Japanese Gengar VMAX Alt-Art you showed for Side Protector available for Slabaway? No. People always want my very best cards. I show off cards that are actually for sale on the table. And because they're not Gengar, nobody wants them. It has to be Gengar. Wow, look how incredibly rare this card is. This card continues to be Population 3. Wow, I own a really rare Charizard. This is a Pop 3 Charizard. I don't know what to say about that. That's pretty crazy. Wonder who the other 2 owners are. So anyways, I have a couple nice cards, it's true. And those aren't on the table. It means they're not for sale. So that's kind of how it works. And, of course, if I put a nice card on the table that's not Charizard, it's not Gengar, nobody wants it. So it's kind of interesting. Nobody ever inquires. You got that $400 skitty? Pop 3, buy the other 2. Is there a stomach bug? No, it's not a stomach bug. I woke up with my back hurting pretty bad. Kind of hurts moving to the left. Let's see. So these are very nice. Let me go ahead and move these off to the side. All right. Fun fact, your reverse foil Charizard from Legendary Collection recently sold for 85K. So you're just 3 increased over 240. Yeah, I heard about that, actually. I noticed that first on the app, that the card ladder value had changed. And then I ran into it in that top 10, the one guy who does the top 10 videos, he had made a video about it, I think. I ran into it. He made a video, top 10 most expensive Charizards. And the Legendary collection was 85K. I was like, 85K? Last time I checked, he was 74K. So he has moved a little bit in a good direction. And honestly, at 85K, I don't think that that's overpriced compared to some of the other top Charizards. Excuse me, because there's less than 100 of those. He's quite rare. That was why I bought him, because I had a theory. I had a theory when I was buying them for 13,000 that they're so beautiful and they're so rare that there's no way they don't go up. I was like, there's just no way. I was buying them for like, I think I bought one for like 12,000 and then another one for like 13, another one for 16 or something like that. So I was just getting them so cheap, and I was like, why are these so damn cheap? So there's a lot of things that I could have bought with all that money, and I ended up buying those Legendary Zards, and I think that ended up being a good purchase. They're just this card that, you know, ranks really high on the Holy Grail scale. You know, I was like, Legendary Collection is, everything in it is so rare. It's going to be a Grail card. And same with the Gold Stars. If only I had bought more Gold Stars, I'd be a very lucky man today. But I bought a couple, and that has been a great move. So, but it should have been more, huh? I personally believe Gold Stars and Legendary Collection Charizard will always rise in price. Was a midterm. Hey, what's up, Mr. CS Man? You're on vacation now, right? Is that it? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, spring break. Spring break. Nice. That's where I saw it. Figured I would pass along the good news. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, actually, I really like knowing record prices. And I wish I could, like, pay a guy a little tip to keep track of all the record prices for me. Wouldn't that be cool? Maybe what I could do is I could open up a channel in Discord, and it'll be called Record Prices, and people can just post what they know in there or something. I don't know. Anyways, Discord. I'm always interested in improving Discord. I never really know how to make it a great place for collectors. Right now, we mostly just use it to help out with, like, like PSA returns and such. Oh, yeah, we were running this. Is there anybody in this round? No, there's not. So I'm trying to get a new vintage card into this pack split right here. I'm trying to get that done. And we have this booster pack right here. I tried doing a Japanese booster pack for the Misty's Tears, but the booster pack has moved up to $700 before taxes, before import fees. Let's see. And so that would mean I would want to sell it around $910. And so that would mean if we hosted a break on a Japanese vintage gem pack, I would be asking, get this, $91 per spot. $91. Can you believe that? Per spot, 91. So we're going to look for something a little better than that. Gym Heroes booster. Let's go find some English gym boosters, shall we? It's pretty bad out there, guys. It's everything's getting gobbled up, opened. We always knew this would happen, right? We always knew this is what the case was going to be. So there was no doubt about it. But those vintage ones, the Japanese vintage ones, those are pretty special, huh? Because they contain the Misty's Tears, and people caught on to that. They said, wait a second. This one contains Misty's Tears. 91 per spot. Yeah, we would be asking 91 per spot. As crazy as that sounds. Now we're going to work with this guy right here instead. It's most likely going to be a light pack. Okay. So my job is to replace it as we sell it. So we replace it, we add a premium so that I'm able to make a profit, and then it's done. So give me a second here. We're doing that right now. There's 11 in here. Oh, that's nice. So this will end up being $40 per spot. Oh, look at that. It had a old hanger thing here. Look at that. So this was once sold retail. That's cool. Or maybe not. Maybe it was sold at a card show or something. I do believe I have to remove this though. I can't leave this on because we have to be able to fit it. Well, maybe we can leave it on. All right, so this is the new vintage pack break, and we're talking $40 a spot on it, okay? Oh, we can leave it on. It just awkwardly stick out there. I'm guessing this is unweighed. All my packs are unweighed. I never bother weighing them. I bring them in, I sleeve them, I put them in a big box for holding, and then I just let you guys randomly open them, and I hope you guys do well. That's how we do it. We've actually generated a lot of heavy packs that way, but I don't guarantee a heavy pack. Now, if it was a heavy pack, let's say I had a different style. Let's say I weighed every pack. What I would be doing is I would be running a heavy pack price every time it was heavy. It'd be really expensive. So assuming it was heavy, we would be running a very high price. You wouldn't get it for 40, you'd get it for like 120 per spot. And it would be just really rough. It would be what? So if there's 1 to 3 heavy to light, a heavy pack should be like 3 times more expensive, right? Something like that. So yeah, it would probably be like 120 per spot on a heavy pack. And it would probably sell, I'm not sure. But I'm not looking to do that. I don't want to know if these packs are good or not. I'll let you guys play around with them and see what happens. And we've had some good luck, actually, surprisingly. We've had some bad luck. We've had some good luck. I did get a pack from Italy once. I told this story before, where it was a Dragon's Exalted. Is that what it's called, Dragon's Exalted? No, it's called, I can't remember the name of the pack, but it was that really expensive Gold Star Charizard set. Hold on, I have a Gold Star Charizard nearby. Dragon Frontiers. There we go, Dragon Frontiers. So I had a really expensive Dragon Frontiers pack, and it was a gimmick pack. It was fake. It had been resealed. So I lost like, man, it was like $600 or some crazy number. It was over 500. I remember that. So in a heartbeat, I lost like $500. I got killed. Here's Lily Solgaleo. Here's Wigglytuff. And here's Snorlax. Right. So we were working on overpriced packs, weren't we? We're working on not overpriced packs, overpriced slabs. So we are currently going through our expensive slabs box. Mister, did the Sandstorm pack split go off? Sandstorm pack split. Yes, sir, it did. Didn't we put that in the breaks channel? Let me see if we put that in the breaks channel. Let's see. Dark Charmeleon, Primal Clash, Trade Trevenant, Mega Sublist, Gengar MA, Cubone, Roaring Skies. It looks like we did not put it in the breaks channel. All right, you guys gonna have to help me. When a break goes up, I need you guys to help me. I need you guys to fill in those details. I'm tempted to open the Break Histories channel up to the public. Would you guys like that? Just so that I don't miss it. It looks like we opened. The Sandstorm bin went off. My dad came back with milk too. Sandstorm break went off a few days ago. Forgot to list it here. If anyone can get the link to when it went off to me, we can post it in that channel, Breaks History. So that's my fault. I forgot to add it, and I'm not supposed to forget to add it. I would post breaks as many as I can if you or mods don't. Did the breakthrough pack go off? Not seeing it in the breaks channel. Breakthrough did not go off. Breakthrough is still running, right? Oops. That's why they're in slab holders. So there it is. So we've got the breakthrough right there. And he's still running. So he has not gone off. I'm going to open up the Breaks History channel, okay? We're going to open it up. So the channel is open, and anyone can post in there now. What I'd like to see is, I'd like to see people posting the breaks as they go off. And it could be a gym break, it could be a slab break, it could be a booster pack break, whatever it is. It could be a sublist for the Nido King. Just, if I don't post it in there and you beat me to it, that's fine. But notice the format I'm kind of doing. If you want to copy that format, that's fine. All right. We'll let that play out. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. What is this? Oh, a PSA 5 of the Lizardon. Mr. Ivan's showing me a PSA 5 Sealdos Charizard. He seems to be very rare. We got the website pinned? Yeah, the website's already pinned. All right, so we are at the start of the stream, and we're ready to just start going. I would say today is the day for me to start taking pictures of the expensive slabs that have already had their stuff figured out. Like these 2 light Flareons. They're pretty cool, huh? All right, 450, 3,000, 800, 800. PSA coming back with my cards today. Are they? That's nice. All right. Getting rid of all this. And now we're opening up our Discord server. I feel like Life Flarion's not going to sell because he's too expensive. And I feel like Wigglytuff's not going to sell because most people don't have 3.6 thousand. I feel like I could just send that card off to eBay at this point. Like, I question how our audience, what our audience is really looking for, what they can afford. And I don't think the biggest card buyers sit in our stream. You know, like the whales that buy like $10,000 cards. I think that they just go on Instagram or something. That's my perspective on it. Let's see Instagram, or maybe like they just check eBay real fast because they don't have time to watch a stream all day. Anyways, let's leave it up here though. Pricey slabs. So if these cards don't sell after a while, they are going to go to eBay. But people are looking for some nice slabs to put away. And the question is, will they accept these new prices that have been kind of bore out from this really overpriced market, this expensive market? They also don't trust you enough. Oh, no. Hi, Mr. in chat. Monsieur LaFlame. What's up, Mr. LaFlame? Give me a second here. Oops. Oops. All right, wait. Give me this. So we have Coughing, Megalodios, Professor Oak, Geodude, Wick, and Knockdown. Ah, here we are. There we go. All right, very nice. Oops. My God, dude. There we go. And then let's see this. All right. So we have some more beautiful cards coming up on the channel, like Mr. Coughing Pristine. $9.90, those pristine grades. What do you guys think of those tag pristine grades? And there's Megalatios, but he's upside down, isn't he? No, he's actually right side up. One of them was upside down. So we have some unusual poker cards. Here's a Professor Oak, red. Ooh, we better check that one right away. Let's go check that one. All right, we're gonna say Professor Oak Poker. Latest submission was tagged from December. Before that was the PSA from September. September, huh? So there's a Professor Oak Blue on the website of eBay for $350. But we have the more desirable red deck. Is there a sold? We're going to leave this price a little higher than the blue deck. Actually, let's get it a fresh new sleeve too. Give me a moment. Here we are. I can afford a burger with fries on the side. All right, that sounds good. Burger with the side on the fries, huh? With fries on the side, huh? All right. This is going, oops, this is going to say 46030. Pop 30 on this card. Pretty rare. Actually, how rare is this card? I have a feeling that I don't even have something to compare this to. But it's a nice card, and it comes out of a poker deck where there's only 16 gradable cards. Looks like we once had it for 600. Population of 4. There's really none of them. So I can lower the price, but I don't really want to go that far down because it really legitimately is a quite rare card. Okay. So that's 10% off. And this is population 4. And then this is the pristine coughing, huh? So for today, I'm thinking we come up with a new lightning break, a new consignment break, and maybe some new gym breaks. Because I think all those need refreshing. Here's a nice break. We've got Magic the Gathering Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That went off yesterday once, and it's just super cool. Here's this Geodude. Hollow Rays Geodude. Silver Rays. See if we can find out about him. Geodude top. The cheapest one is on Feebay for $250. Man, that's actually tempting to buy, put in the vault, and then just relist. But yeah, apparently this guy's pretty affordable. I'm going to leave him up here for $250. Okay. Give me a second there. So we have a giveaway Pikachu, I think. Isn't it a Pikachu this time, guys? If you're here for the giveaways, we do a lot of giveaways. And all you got to do is smash that like button until we hit 40 likes. And that's what begins the giveaway, okay? That's the new rule on the giveaway. Thicky Wicky. We just sold a Thick Wick for 1K, or was it? I think it was 1K. So we've got another one left. It's a nice rare card. Let me scroll down. Oh, my comment section stopped working. I didn't realize you guys were talking. Hold on, let me refresh this. I thought you guys were just being quiet for a minute. It's crazy. There we go. Okay. You left. Yeah, one left for the March Zard tag 10. Oh, yeah, this Charizard right here had one spot left. Here he is. He had one spot left from last night, and so now he's got one spot left for today. Now, here's that Thicky Wicky. Man, that's brutal. BGS is insane. BGS almost seems like a scam. The card looks perfect. It's a 9.5. Yep, that's BGS, man. That is how everyone feels about BGS. You know, that means they found some microscopic problem, right? That's what's going on. That's got to be how it's going on, because they do that with a lot of cards. All right, so this Thicky Wicky is correctly priced at $1,000, and she shall go right here. We sold one of those cards just a minute ago. Here's this trainer box Knocked Owl. Knocked Owl, Pokemon Center, 141. Let's see what we can find. Looks like this card is correctly priced at $200. It's in a nice PSA sleeve, huh? I don't like to have to remove those from the PSA sleeve, so we'll leave that in there. He's not really, he's not really expensive enough to be considered a pricey slab. He should just be considered a standard slab. And actually, you know what? He would make a fantastic lightning break. What a great price on this. He'll be the next lightning break. Knocked Out Pokemon Center. So these Pokemon Center cards were more rare than the standard AR. And what you'll probably see going on over time, you'll probably see, hold on. All right, so we're going to go with the 1 in 6 for the card, but it'll be 1 in 7 because it's going to be a star spot break finally. Here we are. So there it is, a star spot break. Knocked Out. He's cool, man. I really like this card. He's a nice PSA 10, too. He's a little bit older. Notice he's from 2024, and we're actually in 2026. So I will not be surprised if this card starts to jump in price over time pretty soon. He's a fantastic artwork if you actually look. Look at the artwork on this. The artwork is so cool. Isn't that nice? Knocked Owl. He's a bird, and he's psychic. So naturally, let's make him normal type. Mister, what do you think about the recent boom in vintages? Well, I think that we always suspected that the vintage cards were where the money was at. We always suspected that, right? Because modern's overprinted. It's more accessible. Somebody's always got another copy of a PSA 10 of the modern cards. But you know what's not accessible? Cards that have like a population of 4. Like this right here. That's Pop 30. Which one had the population of 4? This was 17. Oh, this one has a population of 4. This one's not quite vintage, though. It's like middle era. It's 2015. But, I mean, look at these guys. 1999, 1996, Pop 17, Pop 30. I mean, how can you even compare these to modern cards that have probably a true population of like 20,000, right? Like, everybody grades the Moonbryon when they receive it, and there's like 18,000 PSA 10s of those. So if that's like common for hits from those sets, with the population of 18,000 True Pop, it's just not rare. Now the price can still go up if there's good demand, but these are actually rare. Like there's just 30 guys who own this Professor Oak. There's just 17 guys who own this Geodude. That's why they go up in price pretty easily, because it's very easy to control them. There it is. So, you know, if you're a rich guy with $1 million in your pocket and you're finally convinced Pokemon cards might be a good investment for long-term hold, for long-term value, an asset that isn't digital, it's a physical product, it's a physical asset that, you know, you're not just buying, hopefully, rights to software. You're not wondering if it's going to get hacked. You're not wondering if a solar flare is going to take it down. You're trying to buy a piece of art that physically exists. When they look at the market and they go, well, this one's really cheap for Pop 17. It's only $250. What is that, like 10 Pizza Hut pizzas? Literally, it's like 10 meals at Pizza Hut. That's all it is. And they go, all right, just give me the Geodude, put in a portfolio somewhere, you know? And then what happens, like 2 years later, he's $400, right? So that's what you're seeing with vintage, and it's much harder to do that, in my opinion, with the overprinted modern cards, because what's 17 compared to 17,000? You know what I mean? So yeah, you're gonna. That's what everyone always suspected. Here's what wasn't what people expected. I think a lot of people expected modern cards to basically do very poorly, but modern cards are doing very well. It's just that vintage is doing even better. So that's what's really going on. Modern's doing well, vintage is doing well, but the super rare vintage cards are doing even better. And that's why we pay attention to cards like the Geodude or the Professor Oak. My birthday wish is to win the Zard. I hope you do. That'd be a good birthday. All right. Let's see. Whipple says, otherwise, I would jump in the Zard. Did you see the second email? I sent it. It's the set of 3. What? Let me go see it. Second email. Bleak. Oh, Charmander, Charizard, and Charmeleon. That's super cool. It looks worn out though. You can tell the cards are in poor condition, so it's neat though. Let's see, like this Charizard's clearly off center. There's no way he would grade 10. Maybe he could grade like 6 or 7 though, if you're really lucky. Because if he gets like a 6 or 7, I said 6, 7. But okay, so he's nice. I used to work on stuff like that, you know. We're sorry your eBay experience didn't go as expected. What? I'm getting a $50 coupon from eBay? Oh, that's so nice. It's because of that guy who never shipped my stuff. eBay's like, we're sorry. Here's $50. Victor Kiko says, jump me in that beautiful Noctowl. Break, you got it, man. Yeah, so this is Pokemon Center Noctowl. And he's 2 years old. He's at a good time period where people probably are not having as many of those left to grade. Probably not as many of those Pokemon Center trainer boxes to open. Right, like, okay, the theory that these are going to go up is strongly based on the fact that this is a Pokemon Center card. So to keep the population on these rising, Pokemon would have to reprint the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. But they don't seem to do that. So population is going to be constrained on these Pokemon Trainer box cards. Here it is. So that shall move to 1. 1 out of 7. I've been spending $25 coupons like crazy. Use your $50 credit and buy one of your own slabs. I will always be interested in Cardconomist slabs if they're at a good price. I got to see a price on it that interests me, though, okay? It's possible for it to be overpriced. Did someone already send for this? This has 1 spot left. Let me know if you sent for it. Thank you, Mr. Victor. Appreciate the orders. Victor, treat me right. I like it. Let's see who's next. You can grade them together. What? I can grade them together. True. All right. That's true for a lot of Pokemon. Notification of payment received from Mr. Jacob. The buyer hasn't entered any instructions. Is that a website order? Let's see. Someone sent for the Zard. Let's have some fun. Let's have some action. Here's order. Okay, Jacob Chickering. You ready, Jacob? So this one, it says 8 junk packs, 1 Poke Shuffle, 1 Hidden Face Chinese, and shipping. All right, 8 of the junk packs. You know, I need to make more of the junk packs. Look how many are left. These are empty right here. These are just empty bags. Look how little. That's kind of crazy because this box before was 100% filled, like all the way to the brim. So these have been kind of popular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here, you can have one for free. You can have number 9 for free. So not a lot of junk packs left. And junk packs are made out of what? They're made out of junk. And they're just a little bit of fun. But, you know, I've been thinking a lot about them. And what I want to do is organize how I receive junk and do a better job at stuffing these baggies with cards. I think the limit I put on it last time was like 12 cards per pack. I'm thinking it should be a completely filled booster pack of like 20 cards. And just have a better system at recognizing when a card could be used in a junk pack. So here we have like vintage Karuta, Hello Kitty, a little bit of SpongeBob, a little bit of One Piece, a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, a little bit of Final Fantasy. What's interesting about the Final Fantasies, every one of these holos came out of a full booster pack. This is the actual hit from the booster. So this is $5. This is a $5 booster. This is a $5 booster. Pretty dramatic, actually, but I have no normal way to sell these, so I kind of just stuffed these randomly in an indiscreet way. I just kind of stuffed them into these little previous penny sleeve holders, and then we call this a junk pack. We got a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I got a lot of cards that I just want to get rid of, and so I toss them in here. And I might occasionally sneak a rare card in there. You want me to ship these like this to you? Ooh, what's this? This is interesting. Oh, some reverse holo. Oh, this isn't a junk pack. This isn't a junk pack. This is meant to be turned into a junk pack. I remember adding this to the box and saying, that's not a junk pack. Hold on, let me get you one more. That's not an actual junk pack. That was some junk I was getting rid of, and an empty sleeve I was getting rid of. So, it's Karuta. They're not too rare. What kind of card is that? Vileplume. He is not correct about those Karutas. He said they're not too rare. That's not actually true. That is an actual vintage Pokemon card, and it comes out of a like 1999 Karuta box. And last time I was buying them, you couldn't buy any more sealed boxes of those. They technically are rare. The bigger problem is who's bothering to grade them. That's the bigger problem. Is anyone grading them? Like here's one. Ooh, here's a little bit of Dragon Ball. Here's a little bit of One Piece. So you can see it's just some random stuff. And these are $3 a pack, and I actually want to make them again and make them really good. So this looks like an old one. It could be like 1999, 2000. But you can see it's not like colored. It has like a green coloring to it. And so I just think that it would cost too much money to bother grading this. And the turnover when it's done grading would be too small. So it's not worth my time. So it's junk, right? It's junk. They used to be everywhere last time I looked. The Karutas, no. Karutas are rare just like any rare set. I shopped for a lot of Karutas. I actually bought a lot. They're sitting in a closet right now, ungraded. Next time I do a CGC submission, I'll probably open a new Karuta. And what you might run into is poor quality Karuta or Karuta that's not truly vintage. So that's true vintage. That's like 1999 true vintage. And they're going to be a little more valuable as a result. I like these Disney cards. That's Disney 100 bicycle, by the way. See, like this guy, same deal. He's going to be actual vintage. Yeah, I don't know what direction to go with these. Like, I could take more time and sleeve up every card. Or I could just dump all the cards into the pack very quickly without a sleeve. If I have to sit there and sleeve them, the value of the pack goes up because I spent more time making it nice, and I have to decide whether to do that or whether to just stuff them all in the holder and move on. Here's a Regis, kind of nice. Anyway, we can track what slabs we have with you. Yeah, there is actually a method these days. So one thing you can do is pay $20 and have me open. Oh, right, I have to do that for Jaded. I still didn't do it. So, but you can pay $20 and have me open up a channel for you in our Discord server. And this channel is a private channel that only you can see and only I can see. And what I do is I take a picture of all your cards so you can see what you have, and you can just go back to that channel and see it anytime. And when you buy new cards, you know, as you continue to buy cards, you can request that I take a picture of it as you buy it. Now, see, this Karuta, this is a bit more common. This one's from this one's from Scarlet Violet, so that's a common Karuta. But the other one that you saw, that was actually true vintage from 1999. These green ones, they're actually like true vintage. We are. So the Karutas are just as confusing as any card set. But yeah, so it's for 20 bucks, you get your own channel in Discord. It lasts for 1 year, at which point, if you want to renew it, it's $5. And we take time and we take a picture of all your cards so you know what you got. And then this allows you to easily track what you have. And, you know, you can use that information to make choices around your collection that's kind of sitting over here. And so you can make decisions like, hey, I want to consign this or that, or, you know, ship forward this to my PSA vault, or, you know, that kind of stuff. It just helps you keep track of what you got. This can be really useful to international buyers, especially who don't really want to ship their cards all at once, or they don't want to ship their cards at all. They'd rather leave them in America. Like, I think we just recently helped Mr. LaFlame. He had me forward his cards to a consignor to list on eBay. So he had me do that recently. And this saves him a little bit of money, because if I actually ship them home to him, he will have to, look at that, some sports cards. Oh, a little vintage poker card. All right, actually, some of those poker cards are going to be going into the binder break today. I put them to the side. So, you know, anyways, he used the information from the channel to know what it was he wanted to send forward to the consignor and what he wants shipped back home to him where he lives. And so they can be really useful for international buyers where shipping's kind of inconvenient and expensive, whereas just working out what you have over here, it's just a matter of, you know, paying for my time to sit down and sort your slabs out for you and all that. And it's, especially if you're a big buyer with a lot of slabs, this is a pretty useful service. If you just got like 5 slabs, it might not be worth it. You know, what you could do is just have me ship them out for $9. Here it is. Here it is. Is there any other cards in Point-a-Limbs like that Noctowl? In Point-a-Limbs, what are you trying to say there? I don't think you meant to say Point-a-Limbs. Preach, mister, preach. Oh, I'm preaching. What am I preaching? That's a nice Donald Duck poker card. You could grade that. All right, so that took us a while. I was just showing those off one by one for a bit of fun so people knew what these junk packs looked like. There's only a couple left anyways. Hard to believe that whole box was full, and now it's mostly empty. Because they're so cheap, people just like to buy them like that. All right, so 8 junk packs, 1 Poke Shuffle. Let's see what we got going on with the Poke Shuffles. Good luck. Well, I got to add something new to the Poke Shuffles. You know what's going on? I have nothing to add because we're currently repricing the Pricey Slabs channel, and nothing from there can actually make it into the Poke Shuffle. Pommy? Ordering 10 more. What? Are you actually? Should I get them ready? Do you want to open them at home, or you want me to open them here on the table? He says, shipping from my bag and my slab. Keep the change. New bag. Okay, let me get a new bag. He says, yeah, here. Junk packs are very fun. They're kind of entertaining because they contain like weird stuff in them that you don't expect. All right, 10 more. That's actually some pricey shipping. That might be the end of the box. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And they're definitely not designed to be bought 10 at a time. So you might see a little repetition because I wasn't expecting that. It looks like, by the way, in the box, there's a whopping 1, 2... Oh, I'm sorry. There's a whopping 1 pack left. We're basically sold out, guys. Junk packs are sold out. That's crazy. Yeah, junk packs have always been kind of popular. All right. Here goes. Oh, my neck. Put them with my shipping. Oops. So we've got Karapi, Electrode, Umaro. This is actually a nice card right here. This is Cardos Mickey. It's from Y. Schwartz. You could actually grade that. Oh, is it Cardos? No, oh, it's a promo. That's why it looks so nice. It's a promo. So that's promo Mickey from the 100 set. All right. Next time you should make a junk pack chase pack. Yeah, I think I did actually, and I think it was already pulled I already thought of that. So having like a surprise hit card in there is a lot of fun. Here's a girl card. Some more girl cards, some more poker cards. You can see the Disney pokers are in a lot of these packs. Here's some holographic girls. You can see I'm just kind of stuffing non-Pokemon cards in here too. Holographic non-Pokemon cards. Like this Yu-Gi-Oh here. I think that is a mistake if I only put those in there. I think there should be something interesting in there like the Karutas. Actually, what's your favorite thing to see come out of a junk pack? I think the sport cards are really funny because it's like, what am I going to do with this sport card? Okay. I like how you run all these breaks and items. Very interesting and intriguing. Yeah, the breaks are the bread and butter of this channel. They're my favorite thing. I feel like I'm doing a great service because you kind of have to have a host to host this style of break. I basically believe our breaks are superior to what companies like GameStop are doing and what Logan Paul's going to do if he's not already doing it. The odds are really clear. You can see the odds in front of your eyes. So like when we host the break and we just shuffle the booster packs, you actually see up front the real odds. There's no like website where they can actually hide the odds if they wish, you know, and then make wild claims about how lucky you can get. So the odds are super honest. They're super upfront. You get to see the evidence that the odds play out exactly as they're described. My profit margin is pretty normal for any business on those breaks, you know, with maybe an exception once in a while. But if it's like a really, really, really special card or like a card I don't want to sell, but my profit margin is pretty regular for business. And I truly believe for GameStop to make money on their mystery packs, they have to price gouge you, and they don't show you that. It's all really clever and hidden. But also, you know, GameStop forces you to always get a slab, which sounds like it's good, but it's actually bad. It means that each one of their breaks, let's say you're building up toward the break of a big, beautiful slab, right? There's a big chase card, and you're working your way up to it by losing money. That's how it has to work. You have to lose money. When our system's very simple and elegant. You just lose $40 straightforward, in a sense. In their system, you have to accept like a ton of crappy slabs that now you have to get rid of to get your money back. See what I'm saying? So you get all these crappy slabs, and each one builds up like $20 at a time or something for GameStop, plus their profit margin, right? And then eventually that turns into a big hit. What that essentially means is I can get away with the odds of 1 in 7 with 6 people losing 40. But for them to do the same thing, it will probably be like 1 in 25 because it's harder for them to generate that profit because they have to give a slab away each time. But the slabs are always a loss for you. You paid $40 for the slab, but the slabs were worth $25, that kind of situation. So I know if you don't love math, maybe that doesn't really make a lot of sense what I just said, or it just went through one ear, out the other ear. But it essentially means mystery packs where everybody gets a slab are loaded with junky cards that nobody truly wants. That's what that means. Mystery slab breaks that are everybody gets one slab. The problem with those is a whole bunch of people get a slab that they don't want, and it actually slows down how often a hit card is handed out. So we get to hand out the hit card really fast right away, and there's no extra slabs involved that people don't want. That's why it's so good. Instead, you get a Pokemon card, like a common card. The other guys, they do mystery slabs where everyone gets a whole slab, and that is incredibly inefficient. It's a very inefficient way to hand out a pricey slab, a chase card. Very inefficient way to do that. Now, they might be doing that. Maybe they're afraid to do the other method where you get one Pokemon card. They might be afraid to do that. That might be their reason. All right. I'm obsessed with math. Keep the change. Oh, thanks, man. Hey, it's Andy Dirksen. What's up, Andy Dirksen? Jacob, you got a lot of these now. All right, look at that. You said keep the change. Here, you can have the last pack then. It could be a little mystery pack for you. All right, guys, I'm giving the last one away. All right. Those are the junk packs. And what are they full of? They're full of junk. But I guess they are quite fun. Even then, say it's a Poke Shuffle and you pull something you don't like, you can re-roll it. It's a very fun option that you don't get anywhere else. Yeah, we started doing the re-rolls, and I think that has been very popular for those. They were already a popular product. So the Poke Shuffles were already popular. And the ability to instantly sell it back for 90% value to re-roll, I think just made them even more popular. All right, we're going to add a little weight to this. Looks like we need to buy more shipping. We buy shipping $1,000 at a time. Isn't that nuts? Would you like to add 1,000? I always have to be careful because I don't want to accidentally ask for 10,000. That would be very bad. All right, and now we can print this. Remember the old live customs? Yeah, they were, you could rename them from live customs to the sniping box because that's all they were. And they were fun because there would be like a run on the live customs, and that was always really exciting. So they had their ups and downs. The run on the live customs were always really entertaining. The downsides, new guys always get hosed in the live customs because it takes them a while to learn how they work. So the experienced guys would take the new guys to the cleaners in the live customs box, which, of course, if you're experienced on the channel, you don't mind that. You're like, hey. But I kind of don't like how if you're new, you get hosed down in that set. The other thing was, if we didn't have enough new people buying those live customs, they would just sit there forever. And so we had to devise a trick to get them to move. What was the trick? 2 live customs in the Poke Shuffles. So people who actually just wanted a nice shot at a Poke Shuffle, they would keep pulling these 2 live customs. Maybe they didn't want that. Maybe they actually wanted like a nice slab. So, but they would get 2 live customs instead, and it was always cold. It was 9 out of 10 times it was cold because it was triggering the sniping round. And of course, when it was hot, it was really cool, but most of the time it was cold. And so, yeah, that was our mechanism. New guys would get hosed down, and guys buying Poke Shuffles would get hosed down in the live customs to create a sniping scenario. And it just, as fun as it was, I don't think it's the best system. It's not the best system. That's the problem. All right. What's up, mister? It's been a while. Glad to see you again. Hey, what's up, Jacob Gordon? Okay. So that was some big orders from Mr. Jacob Chickering. Well, they weren't super expensive. That's the beauty of the junk packs. They're pretty cheap. But what I mean is those took a while because there was so much to them. They take a while to open. Let's hit refresh over here. Because there was no shuffling before. I don't understand this at all. How would people snipe the live custom? Oh, yeah, so there was no shuffling. He's right. So let's say I put a fresh slab in here for $100. And that means there were 5 booster packs in a row. The back pack always had the hit. So people knew the first 4 packs were cold. So they would sit there waiting for someone else to buy the first 2, knowing that if they bought 3 in a row, they're getting a $100 slab for $60. But the nervousness to it was that, hey, everyone knows how they work. So if everyone knows it, you don't know if you get in line fast enough to snipe them. So you might as well have called them the sniper customs, because that's what they really were. They were the sniper customs. And yeah, it was, some people would figure it out, and then they'd like tease that they know or something like that. And they'd like goad people on like, oh, you should buy these. The shuffle really, it makes it a lot more fair for everybody. And people who were maybe a little bit more experienced trying to snipe the live custom box, they miss it. They're like, bring it back. Bring it back. All right, we have Miss Alexandra. Hey, English Pokemon Ascended Heroes. Let's get it. 3 Ascended Heroes. I think you forgot one of Jacob's facts. Oh, the Hidden Fates, right. Yes, the Chinese Hidden Fates, correct? You had so many junk packs, I actually forgot. You're right. Here it is. So this is a Chinese Hidden Fates booster pack. It does give you a chance for the SV49 Charizard. It's really cool that way. Okay. These are on the menu, under the Chinese menu. I hope for the best. All right, what do you got? You got one Marishmack, one holographic Marowak. These are really good. I love these packs. We've opened a lot of them over time, actually. But they don't usually get opened so rapidly that you notice. But yeah, we've opened box after box after box of these Chinese Hidden Fates. Just 1 or 2 packs sells here or there, and then in no time it's sold through a box. All right. I went heavy into Ascended Law. Going to be paying off the credit card the rest of the year, says Jacob Gordon. Oof. I'm sorry to hear that, Jacob. I usually recommend people no credit cards. Don't use credit card for Pokemon. Credit cards are for like an emergency. That's how I would use a credit card. Actually, if you want to know a secret about me, I have not owned a credit card since I was like in my 20s. What happened? I owned a Target credit card, and I was super strict with it. Like I would spend regularly and I would pay it off regularly. But then one time I thought I paid it off, and I guess I didn't pay enough. So I did my math wrong. So I was like $40 or $50 short. And then I never used the card again for like 2 years because I got a debit card and swapped over to debit only. And then 2 years later, Target's like warning me that I owe them money. And I find out I've been paying interest. I've been getting charged interest on like 40 or 50 bucks on a Target card. It made me so angry. I paid it, and then I just got rid of every credit card. I said, I'll never use credit again. You don't actually ever have to use credit cards. You just use your actual cash. Now, credit cards do have an advantage, and that is if you're really, 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 really poor, because I started out life really, really, really poor, you can borrow money in an emergency, and it's very easy to borrow on your credit card. You just pay with credit, and then they charge you interest. So credit cards can be really useful when you don't have any savings at all, and you need an injection of cash. And so early on, I was using my credit card. Ooh, look at that. I like that Dark Doug Trio over there too. Early on, I was using my credit card the way my dad would use his to buy product for his wood business. So I had multiple credit cards, and I would buy a bunch of eBay product. And then what I would do is I would sell the product on eBay profitably, and I was able to pay off those credit cards as time went, as the cycle continued. We'd sell stuff on eBay and then pay off the entire debt of the order. And so it was actually giving me like a tiny, it was like a micro loan for a small business. That's how I was using credit. But at one point I didn't need that anymore. And so I just got rid of them. And I had like 20,000 in savings and all this. And even though I was like really poor, I was just super financially strict. I basically was Scrooge. I mean, I was so stingy, it was insane. And every single penny was a prisoner with me. Ooh, Trevenant. You got the tree. You got Dark Doug Trio. That's pretty cool. We are. Very nice. But ever since then, I've only ran debit cards. I've never ran credit. They tell you need to run a credit card for your... they tell you have to run a credit card for your credit score, right? Credit score. But I stopped running a credit card at some point, and I never had trouble with my credit score after that. I don't know why. Maybe it was because by that point, I'd already proven how good I was at paying off my credit card. And the other reason why was probably because I'd already finished paying off a car before. So I think that those two things had already added up to me having a credit score history. And I'm just super insanely strict, like mind-numbingly strict on making payments on everything that I owe. Like, I will have the most insane, like total insane. I think that I don't get angry that often, but something that would send me straight up to 10 out of 10 anger is missing a payment on something. Like, I might as well just break all the windows and thrash the walls. I get so mad over it. So there's nothing that makes me more angry than being late on a payment for something. It would actually drive me mentally insane if I did that. And that has helped me to keep my credit score very good. And I obsess over that kind of stuff. I do 2 payments a month so I can fight the interest in principal. Oh, I see what you're saying. Or you can just pay it off before the interest hits. Yeah, so that's what I was doing. So when I was young, when I was 18, I got 2 credit cards, one with my local bank, one with Target. And I worked at Target. So I would have the 10% off at Target. That's where I would buy, some of my clothing and food. And I would use the Target credit card and da-da-da-da-da. And then at the end of the month, I would have 100% paid. And I was strict beyond belief. And so when I found out I missed like $40 on the card and it went by like 2 years unnoticed, I like had an aneurysm right there. I just lost it. I couldn't believe it. Actually, I remember fighting with them on the phone over it. It was a long time ago. I was in my little green Honda talking to them. I was like, you got to forgive it or something like that. I just kept telling them, I was like, I've never made a mistake before. So I was just trying to convince them, like, you got to reverse this. And they did. They're like, because we like your business, this one time we're going to reverse it. So it was the one time. And so I got very lucky with that. And then I just never used it again. So I was like, I'm never using this stupid thing. You could also use credit cards as a better form of security than debit cards. Credit cards are linked to the bank and not your actual account like debit cards, so they offer more fraud protection. Yeah, there's probably some arguments for credit cards and debit cards, but I've never actually lost my card ever, not even once, because that too would drive me mentally insane. I think I would actually lose my nuts, or my marbles or whatever, if I ever did not know where my wallet was. I would like, I don't know, I'd start murdering babies and stuff. I would go absolutely insane if I didn't know where my wallet was every second of every day. So some things I'm very crazy about, more so in life than others. And that kind of stuff, the level of control I like to have is like 125%. And if it's any other way, I just can't stand it. It's the only thing I can think about. It would just drive me, like I would start sweating. I would get so angry over it, without having to move. I would just visibly go crazy. Hey, Mister, was just wondering if the PSA submission for March is still available. Are you asking if you can join it? You can totally join it. Yeah, we're always starting the next round of the PSA submission. Quip should do an April Fool's prank where she hides your wallet. She did that. It wasn't a prank. She was using my business credit card to pay one of my bills one time, and she actually misplaced it, and that was a big fight. That was a meltdown fight. I was like, this can never happen again. And it's just one of those things. It's like, it's got to be perfect, always perfect. And that's how I am with money. That's how I am with credit cards. That's how I am with the credit score. It's just one of these things in life where I will go absolutely insane until it's fixed. I don't know why that is. I think I'm a little bit that way when I play video games too, actually. When I play video games, my brain's got this laser sharp focus. And if I mess up in the game, my level of rage shoots up to like 100. And I was like, go back and fix it. Go back and fix it. Go back. And my brain just doesn't stop. It just keeps repeating that. It's like it cannot handle it going any other way. It can, but the level of obsession is so high. It's extreme. I would say it's very unusual. And I get the feeling that's coming from like my mom's side of the family, because I realized over time she was like that, but with cleanliness. So she was very good financially too. But for her, the house had to be extremely clean. And she couldn't, like, she would literally lose her mind if it wasn't clean. And I realized, oh my gosh, she's OCD. She's got this compulsive behavior where the house has to be just right, or else she can't handle it anymore. She can't take it. It bothers her that much. And so you almost have to wonder, like, what part of the brain deals in that? There's a brain that deals in, like, focus and attention and memory. And when something's not the way it should be, for some people, they can't stop thinking about it. And that's how I am. I'm definitely like that. I think I have it like her, but not as extreme, and I'm like a lot more aware of it. And so she had that in spades, and for her it was cleanliness. She just couldn't accept that it was dirty. It was just impossible. It was like even one thing out of place, and she would just go absolutely mental. I don't want to exaggerate because kids are always pretty messy, and so a room could be messy, and she wouldn't like die. But like if she told you it had to be clean and it wasn't done, it was crazy in that house at that point. So it was a meltdown if it wasn't done. All right, here we are with the binder break, adding 3 fresh poker cards in there. What am I talking about? I'm talking about crazy stuff over here. Talking about loving having things very well organized. We'll call it that. Here's this. Ooh, let's add a new buyer's Pokemon card. I think I'm a little bit about that way with how things should be run with this Pokemon card stream too. I'm just super strict. And I think that strictness isn't always like, it's not always super fun, like for partying or for being like, hey bro, what's up pal? It's not always fun that way. But let me ask you, who do you want handling your cards? The guy who will go absolutely mental if it's not correct, or the guy who's like, yeah, anything goes, bro. It's chill, bro. Who do you want handling your cards? And I already know the answer. If I had to choose a guy, I'd choose me 100%. I'd choose some crazy ass guy who's like, this has to be perfect, or I'll go crazy. You want that guy in charge of something like getting you a PSA 10, for example. You know what I mean? You want that guy who's just some sweaty tryhard who's really interested and doing a great job at it, you know, as a business. First time order, Arcanine. Loving the TCC lore. You got OCD. Yeah, it might be like a over-focusing issue. I definitely have over-focusing. Yeah, I knew I was a bit different when it came to game playing, because I would meet other people who would also play video games. They were public street friends or like a girlfriend or something, and they would like play a game and they would like lose at it, and then they'd put the controller down and be like, I'm bored. You know what I mean? They wouldn't care. But for me, if I lost, it would make me really upset, and I just had to go back and I had to win. And so I would go back and I'd fix it and I'd fix it and I'd fix it and I'd fix it. And then eventually I'd get it. And it's just a great feeling. But it's like, it wasn't just a great feeling. It was like a relaxing feeling. I was like, now I can relax. Now I can let go. And this isn't a problem anymore. You know what I mean? So for me, the over focusing is, it's a great personality trait for working on stuff. It's a fantastic personality trait for working. Maybe not so much for relaxing, but definitely for working. So it's a good personality trait that way. FIFA gives me the ultimate rage. Just a sprinkle of the tism. That's right. The colors in here are all wrong. That music is too loud. Something like that. But it's kind of being just high strung. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's a very high strung. I think I've said this before. I'm like Benson from Regular Show a little bit. Benson, you know, get back to work. And if I was stuck in a room with Mordecai and Rigby, I'd go crazy a little bit. So here is Cloud. Ooh, Opus 1, Wave 1. Let's get these priced up. That's what we're doing right now. Opus 1, Wave 1. I'm a little bit like Benson. Did you guys watch Regular Show? Cloud. Let's see. So the cheapest Cloud is now $13.50. Is that right? $13.50. I'm tempted to send this off to eBay, man. This is a cool card. There it is. I think I have two of these, right? That's why I'm selling one. So we have this beautiful Cloud, and the cheapest one's now $13.50. I'll match that. Big DB. I've watched every episode. It's a great show. There we go. But Regular Show is really good at characterizing people, and Benson was a fun character because he, you know, he was so wound up about having stuff done correctly. And I have that. My mom probably has that, whatever that is. Watch, it's a snap. Ooh, we got the Mickey Mouse selfie. I think I've had this on the table already. Kingdra, how did he get up here? Wow, this card looks great. Best episode is Duded Time. Such a messed up episode. Let's see. This is going to say Kingdra. Is that the Clock Song episode? I don't remember the lyrics to the Clock Song episode. It's something like, we're making all the clocks wrong. Something like that. Oh, man, this is a beautiful card. Wouldn't you guys agree this card looks really nice? So, this is the Clock Song. We're making all the clocks wrong. Something like that, right? Okay, we're going to choose a red label price for this card. He would otherwise not be for sale. All right, I've got it. What's this? The ones with the unicorns that make them drink unicorn slum. What? I don't remember that. Unicorn slum, huh? Adventure Time is awesome. Yeah, I love Adventure Time too. Man, how cool would it be if there was like a Weiss Schwarz set for Regular Show? Oh, no, wait a second. This has to be a red label. So, all right, all right. Let's see. Very good. Ooh. This is one of my favorite cards from the Scarlet Violet era, if you're talking about promos. It would not surprise me if this gets really expensive over time. But it could take a while, because he's not as rare as some of the vintage cards, but he is available. So here are some of these Snorlaxes, and they were priced for $250, huh? Man, I'm going to put these down in the box because we already have one up on the table, so I'm not going to take pictures of multiples on those. All right. Ooh, a pristine Iona's Watrel. That's nice. Looks like we were asking 200 for it. I'm just going to continue to do that. Oops. So far, I'm not seeing heavy sales when it comes to the tag pristine cards. Maybe people are not convinced of them. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to continue to hold them in that case because I definitely do not want to sell these cheap. I don't feel like they're cheap. I feel like how difficult it is to obtain them has to be understood by more people. And more people will realize that as they actually bother submitting cards to tag and they fail lots of 10s. So lots of 10s turn into 9s and 8s. And then also, as they realize maybe just one card out of 500 gets a pristine, then they'll go, oh, holy. All right, so this is a pristine. Can't really see it too well, can you? Yeah, I wonder if I put like a sticker on the back. No, it would have to be like a black sticker. All right. So what we're doing right now, we're going through all these wonderful pricey slabs, and we're also servicing your orders if you guys send one in for Wednesday. I believe the episode name is Dude Time. It's when Mordecai really tries to get with Margaret, and he tries to find the best cologne. Oh, right, like everyone's pushing him to just like kiss her or something. Oh, right. He's like trying to get into his car, but time is freezing or something like that because he won't kiss her. So he's like a wimp. I wonder if the artist, the owner of the show, relates to all that kind of stuff. Here's Lantern Unseen Forces. 2,200. Lantern Unseen Forces. All right, he's actually more expensive than 2,200. He's 2,500. And we're going to stick with that price because these cards, like this Lantern, have been going nuts. It's an Unseen Forces reverse holo. And if you did not know this, these are some of the most sharply price increasing cards on the market. And they're selling. They're actually selling. Here it is. They're selling at absurd high prices. Okay. So somebody's out there buying them all. Any breaks about to go off. How many for the Zard break? Yeah, nobody's buying this, but there's only one spot left on it. Charizard break. We're one spot away, guys. Bada bing, bada boom. We got a new break. The Knocked Owl break is brand new. That's the new lightning break. Give that a try if you guys are looking for some fun. If it's a little slow, ask me to do a trade break with you. So that's 2 out of 5. Skitty. Haha. Oh, let's see. I watched every episode. Poor regular show got really hard to watch at the end. That last season was so tough to watch. There we are. Here we have Misty's Gyarados. Ooh, I'd like to do a red label on Misty's Gyarados. Let's take a quick look at Misty's Gyarados. Okay. Oh, Misty's Gyarados is going back up in price. Wow. That's really interesting to notice. I will offer it. I don't know if anyone will buy it, but I'm going to offer it anyways. I sent for the Zard break. All right, Zard break is done. Let's get that done first. Mr. Edward. Yes, sir. All right. So the Zard break is done. Now, one of the things you guys can do, we just opened the Breaks History channel, so anyone can go post that this has finished if you wish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. Look at that. Okay. And let's go grab the baggie. Haha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this Charizard is done. Ooh. And let's get some blank cards in there. So everyone is entitled to a Pokemon card. Good luck to all in there. How many mins in are we How many mins are we in? What are you saying? Don't show me in vertical. Don't show you what in vertical? Remember when we introduced the vertical stream and a lot of people were like upset that we were doing it? I don't understand that. The vertical stream, there's nothing wrong with it. 2, 3, 4, 5. We need one more pack. It's just a different stream mode, really. All right. I like having the practice, you know, of streaming in vertical. Hey, here's a story I've been following. Have you guys been watching the news story on the, what's her name? Kurik or something like that? Corey, what's her name? I'm forgetting her name now. Yeah, it's Corey. Corey D. Richens. Have you guys been following the story of Corey D. Richens? Every time we change something, people rage. It had to do with the TV view. Oh. How many minutes we are deep in stream so I could post it in breaks? Oh, 70 minutes. 70 minutes deep. Okay, I see what you're saying. So it doesn't show you on your screen how far we've streamed. That's interesting. Corey Taylor? No. Corey D. Richens. Who's been following that? Anybody? Oh, give me a number on this, will you guys? Making my wish. Making your birthday wish? This music. 3, 1, 2, 3. And here are the names. All right, got some names in there. She's the lady who her husband passed away in his sleep. And then to help her 3 sons with the grieving, she wrote a children's story about, you know, having a parent that passed away. And she was featured on the news for it. So she was featured on the news for making a book about having kids that passed away. All right, give me a number. But then it turned out the cops were accusing her of poisoning the husband in the sleep. 2, 1, 2. If I pass away, just know I didn't do it myself. That's right. Yeah, so it turns out the husband had actually warned his family that if he mysteriously dies, that it was his wife that did it. So he told his family that. And before he died, he moved his belongings into his children's name and out of his wife's name. And he made his sister, oh, Ivan, you're first. Here goes Ivan. Ah, no luck. Unlucky this time, Ivan. I'm sorry, man. All right, here's Arturo. He made his sister the executor of his estate to make sure his wife would not be in control of the money when he passed. And then, of course, he passed. And so he was suspecting already that she was trying to kill him because he had eaten a sandwich that made him severely ill. And he had suspected that she had tried to poison him. Nicholas Pacheco? It's Nicholas Pacheco. All right, Nicholas, let me set this to the side. Ivan, they're testing your pokey faith. Here's Edward Cornelio. Sorry, Edward. And here is Sarah Dusenberry. All right. That's the end of the Charizard break. Then why would you keep eating the sandwich? Was he a moron? I think when someone tries to poison you, it's very hard to prove it. So he didn't probably have evidence that she definitely poisoned his sandwich. I think he suspected it, but he wasn't sure. So he moved his estate into the name of his children and out of his wife's name. And he made his sister the executor of the estate if he were to die. He did this before he died. And he warned his family, if I die, it was my wife. And so he dies. And then it turns out he died from 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl. So that's how he dies. He died from drinking a drink that had a whole bunch of fentanyl in it. And the wife's like, oh no. And what does she do right after? She forges his name on life insurance policies, which she had 6 life insurance policies on him, paying out like $4 million. How crazy is that? And then it also became a revealed secret that she was in love with another man and they were planning a cruise together. And she had asked him questions like, have you ever killed anybody? And it also became revealed She had a business where she was in charge of a whole bunch of real estate. She had debts. They were massive, like $6 million of debt. And it was all real estate related. And she was due on those debts, and she had no money. And so if her husband dies, she collects $4 million in life insurance and gets to sneak off with this other guy. So as soon as it happened, the family throw a red flag out, like, hey, she definitely killed this guy. And a big investigation occurs, and she writes this children's book that gets her on the news for dealing with the lost father. Oh, we're grieving. She was the killer. They found out on her cell phone that she had typed in, it was, let me write the name on the back of this real fast. Nicholas Pacheco, right? Here you go, Nicholas. She had typed on her phone all these questions like how much fentanyl is a lethal dose, and questions related to like insurance, and questions related where do rich people go to jail. Even though she wouldn't have known it was fentanyl, right? She had already searched like, okay, I could be accused of something. So she shouldn't have known that. How to poison my husband and get away with it. Yeah, basically people keep doing that. They will do like a crime and then like Google the crime. We're 8 likes away from activating the giveaway today, guys. All right, thank you, Mr. Edward, for triggering that break. And let's see what else is going on. Every single time I tune into the stream, we're talking about something wild. This is probably going to be a Netflix documentary. Yeah, well, at the moment the trial ended, it did become a documentary. Someone instantly released a documentary on YouTube. So there's already a documentary. Here's the crazy, there's so many details to this story. Her mom had a like lesbian lover in 2006 who died of a drug overdose. Mysteriously, just instantly died overnight. So her mom might have also poisoned her partner to get away from them. And they don't know that for sure, though, but people are scrutinizing that now because they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. The mom's involved because the mom is like cheerleading for the daughter. Like, no, she didn't kill him. Promise she didn't kill him. So the mom's out there. And you know that's how they do it, too. You know, the parents, when they have like a killer son or a killer daughter, they're so fast to lie for their son or daughter. They very rarely do the right thing. They always take their child's side. And so the mom's like, nah, she couldn't have. But the family of the man who died, they're like, yeah, this stinks to high heavens. There's enough circumstantial evidence to imply that she definitely killed him. All right. Like he had never done fentanyl before. And, oh, there's another smoking gun. They had a maid that only she was talking to, like 800 messages on the cell phone. The maid was the one who supplied fentanyl to the wife. So the wife had the maid get fentanyl. Like, what else do you need? But, you know, so it's pretty wild. All right. Lots of fun, huh? So she was just found guilty of that. We're going to say 670. There's another staff card. How do you post the link without it popping up the thumbnail in Discord? You need the little brackets. They look like this. What can I write on? So you need to put the brackets around the link, and it looks like this. Okay. These will hide the actual window, the thumbnail. Oops. All right. Thank you, mister. That's cool. Yeah, a little bit of editing there. Here we've got the Mega Nido King. We got the Hunter, who is 325. We got the Prestige Electrode. Now, what is this? Pokemon Red Squirtle. That's a collectible card. Look at that. That's pretty good. We've sold this card over and over again. Back in the day, I think the very first Red Squirtle we sold was like, I think it was like $70 basically. So it's crazy to see him at 250. All right, we're looking for the cheapest one now. I see one for 250. So his price hasn't changed. A lot of these pricey slabs Must have been priced very recently. Here we are. I'm so sad, Mr. Ivan. No! Don't sweat it, Ivan. Here we are. Let me grab this. All right. Okay. Okay, the breaks aren't very deep. They're just a bit of fun. That's all they are. Let's go ahead and scan this. Okay, a little scanny wanny. Okay, I was just curious about that. So we got Squirtle Ace of Hearts going over here. And here's the Mega Latios. And they actually put this card in upside down. Isn't that funny? So this card went in upside down. Oops. I think I'm going to send this one off to eBay. That one can go off to eBay. The Kadabra, we did just price this one like a day ago for $450. Is that really accurate? So this is 10 playing cards, poker, Kadabra. Lost a Zard card, now the Zard break. Last week I grabbed the green. It's not necessarily lost. You said there's a missing Zard card. Let's see, what's this? Pikachu yellow deck. Pikachu red version for 500. Wait, so there's a cheaper yellow deck Kadabra, and he's about 170 and he's in Canada. Ooh, okay, so I'm gonna base the price of this one off that one then. I just found my Japanese Neo Premium File Charizard PSA 10 behind my desk, sitting on my baseboard. Bought it for $265. It's now worth $2,000. Nice. Yeah, I bought a couple of those recently, and I agree, they did the same thing for me too. They really jumped in price just recently. Here's Poker Kadabra. Okay. Nice. This shall say 200. So that's an extremely rare Kadabra poker. So you can see some of the expensive cards I have left over time are whatever remains of the poker cards I grade. This Kadabra is population 6. Wow. Super rare. That's why I like the blue deck or the yellow deck. They're just going to be more rare. Mega Deontay. I'm not betting on this selling. It's going off to eBay. Let's not wait on that anymore. Here's Coughing. I think these two might actually sell on the table. Heck, I could toss these into the live customs, and I think they would be solid pulls from the live custom. Same with this pricey Professor Oak, huh? He's pretty cool. So there's some cool poker cards for you all. Look at that. But you can see the camera's getting a little crowded. Let's start taking some pictures now, huh? We're going to take some pictures. So I'll let these rotate a little longer. How about some older ones? Damn, I want a break. Let's go. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's tough to win a break, no doubt. I don't think this card's going to sell. We've got a Queen of Spades, Lily Lunala. So let's take a nice picture here. Okay. I like the 10th anniversary poker cards. They did some good shading. 10th anniversary poker. That'll go there. We got these two. I really ought to get the Mimikyu. Monkey Dory. He could be a little gym break, couldn't he? He could be like a little $17 gym break or $18 gym break. You know, I got these two. I wonder if I could get another. Shouldn't there be a Tyranitar somewhere? I swear there should be a Tyranitar. Let's rotate past these. Let's see. We've got the Fairy Energy and the Sylveon, which this isn't even an expensive card. He should just count as a regular card. Let's place him here. That card could go into the live customs right now. He's so affordable. Here we go. But here's a good one. So Blastoise. He's kind of an interesting one. Now, this is consignment. Let's go ahead and take a picture of this for consignment and for the Pricey Slabs channel. That would be an interesting break, wouldn't it? All right, now this shall go into the Consigned Slabs channel as well. There it goes. Excuse me, I gotta take a drink. I realize you don't buy a lot of modern cards for your collection. Recently, I haven't bought much of anything for my collection. The main thing I buy is poker. I really do just buy a lot of poker cards. But I don't think it's strictly true that I don't buy modern cards. Like if we go to my purchases, let's see. Right here, I bought a Sword and Shield Snorlax. So I bought that like yesterday. And then before that, I bought Team Rocket, Tyranitar, Destined Rivals. And then before that, I bought another Tyranitar. Here I am buying a Mickey Mouse Bubblegum card because I love Mickey Mouse Bubblegum. And I buy a bunch of product for the actual stream. Here I am buying poker decks. I pay $940 for a gold deck. $400 Staff Gyarados from Destined Rivals. A couple XY Tyranitars. Cutie Fly. Lily's Cutie Fly. Yeah, actually, I have been buying a number of modern cards. I like those staff cards quite a bit, it seems, based on my purchase history. And let's see. But, you know, what you don't see me buying is sort of like modern chase cards. Probably because those cards have come out so recently that I'm waiting for more of them to be graded first. You know what I'm saying? Here's a modern card. I bought Simplified Chinese 151 Pikachu. And so there's an example of a modern card that I just bought. So I don't really constrain myself to either modern or vintage. Just whatever I think is going to do well. That's it. So I just buy whatever I like and whatever I think is going to do well. Let's get that Monkey Dory out of here. Let's get this Skitty out of here. Charizard. Jolteon. Ooh. All right, so we've got Jolteon, Blastoise, and Fairy Energy. And then here we've got Kuromi. You guys seen this Kuromi? That's nice, right? So Kuromi's going to get a picture taken. The verdict was pretty fast for her in the trial. Yeah. Everyone was like, she's guilty. Throw the book at her, judge. We are. Dude, the lawyers felt like they had given up. I listened to some of them talking and asking questions, talking to, you know, talking to witnesses and stuff or whatever. And they just sounded like it was already over. Like the lawyers knew it was already over. Like, yeah, we're not winning this one. No chance in hell. They didn't sound like they believed in her own case. The lawyers were just like, yeah, well, maybe. I guess if I were her, I would have wanted more fierce lawyers that were like, yeah, fight and die for me, will you? Monkey Dory. What do you think? Monkey Dory split? Break? Gym break? Let's give him a shot. Here's a really cheap gym break. Can you see if in the Zard break? You'd like to see if you're in the current Zard break, because we've got a shiny Charizard running. Yeah, I can check that. Here we go. All right, so that would be... Is it a rare candy break? I think he's a rare candy break. Didn't I leave him over here at some point? Bounty. Where'd I put that bag? Here it is. Aha, Mr. Ivan, you are in there. Nathan, Victor, Andy, and Ivan are in the current Charizard break. That's the rare candy break. Let me put that up here now. He's pretty new. We just started him. This is Charizard 10. Look at that. Looks great. He's a really special card. Wait, I put the... Oh, I did it wrong. Hold on, let me fix this. So let's get rid of this stinky booty butt card. He's on sale. 16, 1, and 2. All right, that means we're selling him for $32. He's $100 on eBay, the Monkey Dory is. Because, yes, he is hard to grade. And, you know, it's one of those nice trick-or-trade cards. I just don't like him. He's Monkey Dory, and I'm not a Monkey Dory fan. Maybe I shouldn't grade things I don't like because I just end up selling them real cheap. I'm a motivated seller because I'm not a Monkey Dory fan, so this is an opportunity for somebody who doesn't mind him. Here's Mr. NHCC. He says, can I slab away both Gary's, the staff, and the bandit? I already have. I can do that for you. So you would like to add this to the other slab away. Since they're both Gyarados, I will definitely consider that. Let's see. Here's this. So we got 2 Gyarados. Okay. Okay, so give me a minute. All right. It's going to take me one moment. And boom. All right. So now we've got these 2 cards. That's 750. This is 670. 6767. Let's jump over to your slab away. Aha. So Bandit Gyarados plus Staff Gyarados. And I thought we couldn't slab away 2 at a time. Well, they kind of match, though, don't they? They're 2 Gyarados. And I have faith that Mr. NHCC is going to pay these down because he's completed a number of slabaways. So we're going to say 650 plus 700 equals oops, 1350 minus 40. Oh, it's 650 and then 310. Okay, I got it. Okay, so hold on. So this is 6. There it goes. Okay, so take a look at your slab away now, Mr. NHCC. You can see we added in 600 and oh, it should be 670. I did the math wrong. Oops, I'm so dumb. So it's 670, and then this would become 1370, and this would become 1330. Boom. Okay, so you got 1,330 remaining. Please open One Piece. New subscriptores. Wrong generation, mister. You're supposed to be saying 69. 67, 67, 67. There we go. All right. And this shall say NHCC on it. Good. Okay. Did we hit 40? We're not at 40 likes. All right, that's it. The Pikachu's mine. I'm keeping him forever. Let's go ahead and take a look at the queue, see if there's anything going on over there. Here's an order from our friend, Mr. Edward Shelton. 1 box of Nihil 0 and 5 Silver Tempest. Oh, we got a nice Silver Tempest order going on. 89898989. That's for Gen Beta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beta. Who wants to be born in Gen Beta? It's like the worst name. All right, here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Do you think it matters if I send in multiples of the same card to PSA to get graded, or should I split them up? That's one of those superstitions about whether one system or not gets you a better grade. That's a great question. It's actually a really interesting question. I graded a lot of cards for people. 10,000 cards. And the one time that sending in a lot of cards at the same time matters is when a person grades the same card over and over again, they can actually learn things about that card, like patterns. So I would say, like, if it was a card I didn't know very much about, then it's harder to grade it. But if you send me like 20 of them, then I can relatively tell which one is nice and which one is not nice. So if you send in a single card to a PSA grader and they really don't understand the card because they've never graded anything like that before, they might hesitate to give you a 10 because they're scared to give it an undeserved 10. They might be like, man, I'm not really sure what a 10 is for a card like this because it's so weird. Other than that, in the vast majority of the cases, they're not going to be confused just because you sent them 1 or 20 of the same card. Like, for Pokemon, it's not like sending in the same Pokemon card 20 times changes the standard for any of them. But if you have like a weird Topps card they've never graded before, they have to think about, well, what is a 10 for this card? And if they only have one of them, they don't have a lot to go off of. So again, the only time I think it really matters is when they're grading a card they've never graded before, and you only send them one of those cards. And maybe they will give it an easy 10, or actually maybe they'll hesitate and not give it a 10 because they're not sure. Here's Brexon. Oh yeah, look at that Brexon. Nice, dude. You forget there's hits in the set other than just like the Lugia. There's like these trainer galleries and they just look fantastic. Like the Cosmic Eclipse cards. I once sent in 8 Van Gogh Pikachu. They all got 9s. Haha, this was right when they released. Yeah. If you're new and would like to place an order, check our description for menu and payment options. Yo, what's hood, TCC gang? Just popping in, can't really be in the stream. You get my slab away order? I'm hoping it's cool. Yeah, I did receive that, and you can check out the slab away menu. I went ahead and agreed to that, and so that is in your slab away. All right, so this is Edward Shelton. Ooh, look at that. These are some nice cards. Beautiful. All right, when you see a red label card, it's basically a Poke loan, you know. And what I'm saying is, here's a card I'd be willing to gamble on, to bet on. Ah. Ooh. Bazoinks. Nihil Zero also. Let's get that whole box of Nihil Zero now. Okay. We got the case right next to us, actually. That's one whole case of Nihil Zero. You know what we got done yesterday? Ooh, we just hit 40 likes. Good job, guys. You know what we got done yesterday? We got a whole bunch of cards added to that D3 deck. It's getting close. It's almost done, but it's not done yet. We still need more cards in there. Did you find that Rayquaza I messaged you about? Did you find the Rayquaza that I messaged you about? Insert in 13 of the same card and got 13 9s. Did you find the Rayquaza? I can't remember what you're talking about, unfortunately. Could you remind me the conversation? I'll probably remember if you remind me. We are. Unfortunately, I have a whole bunch of conversations all the time. There's always a ton of plates spinning at the same time. So it's easy for me to forget. The snip. You ready? Snip number 1. Okay, and snip number 2. Okay, and snip number 3. All right, and snip number 4. And snip number 5. It's a lot of snips, actually. And snip number 6. I'm going to split up my submissions now. All right, there we go. I messaged you on Discord. I was going to swap it out with the Starmie for grading. Ooh, let me see about that. Hold on. Could you message me on Discord real quick so that your message gets popped to the top of my list? I'll take a look at that, okay? So just send me a quick message in Discord. I'll take a look at that. All right, so what do we got? We've got Barioth. Ooh. I never send in more than 2 of the same card anymore. It says Lurkin Lowry. I definitely send in multiples of the same card. I probably grade more than anyone here just because of two reasons. I'm a store, so I have to have inventory. And number two, I'm also a middleman grader, so I send in cards for other people too. So I grade more than anyone here, probably. And what I have learned is that you can send in 5 of the same card and they all grade 10. Or you can send in 5, they all grade 9. It's just really up to the quality of the card. That's all it really is. It's just the card itself. There's no superstition to it. The person grading your card doesn't care if there's multiples. It's all the same work for them. They just care if the centering's correct. Are there white dots on the edges? Are there white dots on the corners? Are the corners shaped correctly? Are there surface scratches? Are there warps and bends? Their job's the same no matter what you send them. So they don't really, you could send them 100 of the same card and the work feels the same. Actually, I had a situation like that. I had a whole bunch of cards sent to me by, what was his name? It was John. His name was John, and he was doing a whole bunch of TCC grading back when John was the encapsulator, different John. And, yeah, he was sending me like whole orders of just like Pokemon Hollows. And I'd sit there, and they were all pretty similar to each other. But it's like, no matter what, I just had to give them an objective grade. Even if they were similar, it didn't matter. It didn't get boring. It was always the same work. So you're not going to get better grades just because you split your cards up. All right, I'm outie. Have a nice day, Mr. NHCC. I never send in more than 2 of the same card anymore. I'm going to split up my submissions. Bless you, good sir. All right, so he's going to, Mr. Edward's going to message me on Discord. Ooh, look at this Clefairy. That's cute, man. Only 70 HP, though, huh? And here's Meowth. Okay, lovely Meowth. Who still needs to add a card to the D3 deck? Anybody want to add a card? All right, what we got? That's cold. Here's the eyeball. Here's a cold one. Here's Starmie. I messaged you. Nice. All right, perfect. Here's a cold one. A cold one. A cute little Rowlet. Look at that Rowlet. God, he's adorable. We've got Luxray. Fighter Energy. Cold. Cold. Superior. Cold. Cold. What's the name of this Pokemon? Not Salandit, right? Not Salamence. I don't remember that Pokemon's name. What's the chase in the hill? I don't see it open too much. We opened up a lot in the hill. You got this guy right here, Zygarde. He's like the top guy, I guess. But there's actually some other really nice cards. But the chase cards are kind of weak. So, like, I guess probably the top chase card is the girl. I don't remember her name. And probably Altart Meowth. So those 2 cards are probably the top cards. Here's a little Gengar. Ah, and you got a little City Center. Salazzle. Thank you. Salazzle. Man, I love this music. All right, thanks for opening that box. I really appreciate it. What do we got? The Rowlet's really cute. See, the Rowlet's good. And so is the Clefairy. The Clefairy's good. It looks like you pulled 2 hits in this box. 2 trainers. And a cute little Raticate, too. All right. He's not quite cute. He's Raticate, though. I might have to order a box tomorrow. Hashtag payday. Yeah, these have been pretty fun. I noticed I've sold a lot of them. We're on like our 2nd case of them, and it's slowly selling out. I don't think I'm going to restock it, but maybe I should because it's still pretty new. All right. We don't really need to restock it because we already recorded ourselves. Did you check the mail today? Yes, Mr. Pat, for the mail, it hasn't arrived yet. So The mailman will probably show up during this stream. So we'll find out after the stream if we have your box or not. Here's Mr. Cody Sabring. He says 6 of the English OP14s. All right. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Mr. Cody, that's a big order, actually. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate it. Cody had a big order, and Mr. Edward had a big order. Oh, wait. We got to help. Hold on. We got to help Edward. Hold on. Wait. Before we do this, let me check Discord. Ah, here we are. And he says, I want the Rayquaza to go out, but you couldn't find it in my bag. I thought it might have gotten sent out to grade, but then you picked up the Deoxys, so should still be in my bag. So you think that there's a Rayquaza in your bag. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to my grading area and go find your actual cards over there and bring them in the room. So give me a moment here. All right, so, by the way, we're due for that tag grading. We're real close to, ow, I hurt my hand. I injured my hand somehow. I like lifted off of my chair with just these 2 fingers. And so something happened over here. It's all sore now. Like it got messed up, strained or something. All right, so in front of you, what is this, pack grade? In front of you, you can see a couple nice cards. And Mr. Edward, we're gonna grab all the other ones. So I got these 3 right here. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them, right? You got some good stuff, man. Wow, we need to talk about that, man. He's got some good stuff. All right. Man, I got heartburn right now. That Wegovy gives me tons of heartburn. I had a headache when I had a neck ache headache when I woke up this morning. It's so annoying having to deal with it. All right. So you're right. I don't see a Rayquaza in here. And you'd like to trade out Starmie for a Rayquaza. Let's go looking for Rayquaza. Now, what kind of Ray are we talking about here? Let's see. We're looking for Ray. You got so many beautiful cards. Wow, man. I'm impressed. Lugia, Keldeo, Crobat, Rowlet, Volo, Rockruff, some more of these, Bofa. That Starmie is fire. It's pretty cool, right? Okay, some hollows. What kind of Rayquaza are we talking about here? Regidrago. Paris, Nessa, Absol, Zacian, Rixon. All right, now you just pulled these, didn't you? So I'm not seeing a Rayquaza in your bag unless you have 2 bags or it's with you at home. We are. So there we go. We've gone through the whole bag. Or maybe you've already sent it. Those are the 3 possibilities. A, you already sent it. B, it's with you at home. C, it's in the second bag. Those are all the options. Oh, it's probably B. You've got a second bag. Wait a second. These are just hollows, though, right? Tons of hollows. We'll check these, though. All right, those are just hollows, though. Yeah, I haven't shipped yet. From Silver Tempest, I sent a picture of it. Okay, let's see the picture then. It's a, oh no, I recognize it. It's a yellow and green card. It is. I feel like you sent that for grading already, did you not? You go ahead and put this in here. That seems like the card to focus on, you know? I remember the pull. Let's see. Sorry about that. We'll get these OP14s open in just a second. All right. We're jumping over here. Oh, you're not in the CGC channel. You picked the Deoxys over the Rayquaza at the time. Here's BGS. Okay. Let me check your bag one more time. Or let me check and see if you have a third bag as well, because that would also explain it. Maybe you have a third bag. Let me see this bag too, because this was sitting right next to your bag. No, not in here. Just checking. Just, you know, gotta know. So you saw it go back into your bag, huh? Is that what you saw? I think you sent me a video clip. Did you see it go back into your bag? Efren, Eddie. What's over here? We've got Evan, Eric Rodriguez. What day was that stream? I only grade with tag, yes. Sorry, guys, we're doing like an investigation now. We're trying to find this card. Okay, give me a second. Let's click on this. Oh wait, this is a picture. Okay. I'll check in this bag one more time. Maybe he's just in there and he somehow slipped past me. As crazy as that sounds. The 27th. Okay, so it's from the 27th. I can't hold up the stream too long. So we're going to look one more time, but I didn't see it in here. And I didn't see it in the other bag either. Oh, it's right here. Like a magic. It's right here. It must have been sticking. It must have been sticking. That's so crazy. Okay, so the sleeves must have been sticking to each other. That's crazy. All right, now we know. You just had a very big bag, and the card was hidden in the bag. It was probably sticking to the other sleeve. That's wild. You had me sweating for a second. I was like, where's this dang card? And my brain was like, well, it's not in his bag, because we already checked the bag. All right. Whoa, my God, bro. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to have to remember that cards can stick to each other when you're going through a bag like that. All right. This is a very easy ending to this situation. We just put the Star Me back in here, and we send the Rayquaza out. It must have been sticking. That must have been why we didn't notice it all that time. What I did there when I was opening the bag that time is I more forcefully pushed the cards one at a time across each other to make sure there was no sticking, literally. All right. Oh, my God, bro. There we go. How's that looking, Mr. Edward? Are you pleased? You should be pleased. You've gotten some really great pulls out of these packs you opened. So let's take these and put them over here. All right. That's all ready to go. And now we're on to Mr. Cody. All right. No problem. Mr. Cody. Ready? Time for some snips. No problem. It's crazy how something as small as a card can be exactly where it's meant to be, and yet impossible to find. Not impossible, but like tricky. Everything is so small when you're dealing with cards, you know? It's like it's smaller than jewelry almost. Jewelry can get really small, though. You know, when I was younger, when I worked for my dad, guys, I often imagined running a jewelry store. Isn't that interesting? I wanted to run like a jewelry store or like a gold store because I worked for him and we sold exotic hardwoods, which are like from like Mexico and stuff. But the problem is when you sell craft wood, you have to have this huge warehouse, and not like a huge warehouse, but you have to have like a big area to get all the work done. And the cuts of wood are expensive and they're heavy. and it requires big saws and all this equipment. And what I noticed when I was working for my dad was all the money is in the small stuff, little pen blanks, 6 by 1 by 1, and or 6 by 3/4 by 3/4. And so all the money was in the little small stuff. The margins were huge. And I said, oh my gosh, you could run a whole jewelry shop or a ring shop or a watch shop or a gold shop, and you would only need a tiny cubicle of room, and you could stuff millions of dollars into it. So I was imagining that even when I was a kid working for my dad. I was, ooh, here we go. We got Trafalgar Law Alt Art. Very nice. That's for you. Thank you very much, Mr. Cody. So when I was younger, because I did all the shipping for my dad, I was learning really rapidly the value of small items, things that are small but hold a lot of value. And I was like, well, what in the world holds the most value and is the smallest? And I was like, probably like diamonds or something. I was like, what if I ran a diamond shop? We are? All right. You never have to ship anything heavy when you sell diamonds or gold. And it's kind of true for Pokemon too. Pokemon's never that heavy. Most packages we ship out are weighed in at 8 ounces. Can I add my Cacturn to the PSA submission? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's time to do that. We haven't sent out the next PSA submission, so if you'd like to add it, it's 40, what is it now, 45? All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Cody. What do we got next? We got an order from, maybe a website order? Let's see. Mr. Nicholas Pacheco, he says, custom payment for the Monkey Dory. Ah, Monkey Dory is up by 1. Who wants to battle on the Monkey Dory? He's just a bit of fun. $16. He is a 10, and his price really is like $100 on eBay. I'm just getting rid of him. I'm a motivated seller. Motivated sellers are nice when you find them, because when you get a motivated seller, that's where you get an item under market. So for this goofy little monkey, I'm a motivated seller. You get a nice price on this guy. $16. We need one more person. How about this Pikachu, huh? Pikachu. Let's see. We've got Mr. Ryan Shapiro going in. 14, Ryan Shapiro. Wait a second. Did I even reset this? Wait a second. No. We didn't restart this, did I? This is from yesterday. That doesn't count. So I just rolled the stream from yesterday. Ryan's not in here. Ryan has to get in here from today's stream. Sorry, Ryan. I like Ryan, but he has to win it the natural way. All right, so number 14, type in free. I've officially reset the giveaway channel, so now it's ready to start working. Thank you all for the 40 likes. You know, I really appreciate that. You guys are pretty consistent with that. I think it's a great thing that you guys are nice enough to help me hit that. Let's see. We're jumping over to YouTube. I want to see how my video's doing. I posted a video before we went live. You know that? It is. Let's see how that video's doing. Record prices, Cardos Charizard. So I posted this. If you guys haven't watched this, watch this when the stream's over. Looks like it's our #1 short right now with 1,000 views. That's pretty cool. So give that a shot after the stream. I wonder how it's doing on Instagram. We have an Instagram account you can follow. Of course, Instagram is just a repost of everything from everywhere else. Damn, we got a video that got 77,000 views. Crazy. All right. Why is Instagram always trying to send me hot girls? All right. And then how about TikTok? How'd TikTok do?
There are not many witnesses who can walk.
They're talking about that, the Corey girl. All right. Didn't perform well on TikTok. TikTok's tough, man. I think TikTok's the hardest one. So our top views were actually not on YouTube. They were on Instagram. And then our worst views were on TikTok. YouTube says 1,000 views. Instagram says like 1.6 thousand. And TikTok says 600. Weird. Wonder why that is. All right, here's Miss Alexandra. She's going on. Thank you, Alexandra. How are you today? Number 15. Tyler. Mr. Tyler. Mr. Tyler, you going to help me check pricing? Number 16. We got to get some research going on some cards, man. Opticody. I would love to have somebody helping me with pricing sometimes. Like, for example, I wish I knew exactly what booster pack to do breaks on when it comes to old vintage packs. Okay, number 18. So there's a couple spots left. Did you guys know today we started the Gym Heroes break? Some of you guys are new. You weren't here at the very beginning of the stream. You joined in the middle. We started this gym break. It's a $40 break this time. It's a split, and there's 11 spots. It's cheaper than the Sandstorm, and it's going to have cards in it that are more iconic. A lot of people remember Gym Heroes. Gym Heroes is pretty cool. If it happens to be a heavy pack, you have a chance to pull cards like, I'm trying to remember, it's Sabrina's Gengar's in this one, right? Yeah, Sabrina's Gengar's, Blaine's Moltres, and Team Rocket's Scyther, I believe, are all in this one. So some really high-end, high-profile pulls if you get lucky. If it's a heavy pack. If it's a light pack, there's still some nice pulls you can pull out of here as well. So I wish I could buy a spot in my own pack split. I don't allow that, except in extreme cases where it's like stuck and won't move. But we don't allow that. PSA for Cactor, and you got it, man. Mr. Cody, congratulations on that pull. So it was Mr. Cody who pulled the previous hit out of the last booster pack. Check this out. This holographic Cactor, and isn't that cool as hell? All right, congratulations on that, Mr. Cody. Let's get this off to PSA, shall we? We've been pricing up pricey slabs for the last 2 days. We're getting closer to the end. And you know, when I look at my cards, what I see is someone who does not have a lot of vintage cards to sell. I don't have a lot of vintage. I don't have a lot of pricey cards. My inventory is empty. And it is hard to get some good cards in there because the market's just crazy. Like, I could go spend $10,000 and get a real nice vintage card for you all to put into slab away, but then I have no guarantee you're going to finish that in a reasonable amount of time. And if the market drops, you're going to cancel it, and I'm just going to be a guy who overpaid for it. So it's real tricky right now. I don't feel like now's the time or the season to be acquiring a bunch of vintage for inventory. Now some sort of crazy bull run, and it might be one of the worst times to be buying any heavy amount of vintage product. It is Hector. Despite that, I do still buy a little bit here and there. All right, we've got you in the grading pile. Thank you for that. I look forward to that. I will say this. For people who are looking to cash out on Pokemon, now's not a bad time. So if anyone here wants me to sell their cards on commission, let me know. We'll do consignment. Pretty sure we're waiting for Pat Gibbs stuff to show up. He's paid for some pre-grades, and he's got some cool stuff coming. We've been selling cards on consignment for a little while, haven't we? All right. Speaking of cards, here's one. Unified Minds Giratina. I do not want to honor this price of $1,200 anymore. I actually think he should be way more expensive because I saw some other holographic cards from this time period selling for a lot. But let me check eBay for this because it might be cheaper on eBay. Now you can't find one. How about 86? What if we type in 86? I want to battle. Oh yeah, so the battle guys, the Monkey Dory. Where'd he go? Here he is. Come on, guys. 16 bucks, Monkey Dory. He's ready to go. Let me check sold on this item. All right, the reverse foil of this card sold for $450 plus $40 shipping, so close to $500, and it's in the UK, but that's the reverse foil, huh? I guess what we'll do then, I'm going to maintain my price. I really don't want to let this one go. This card has been extremely good for me over the years. Back in the day, he would have been worth less than $100. Now he is worth well over, in my opinion, well over that price of $500. Sometimes there are cards I really don't think you should sell in auction. I think this is one of those. You shouldn't sell this guy in auction because no one's expecting it. Mainstream cards should be sold in auction. Here we are. All right. No one's thinking I need to get that reverse foil Giratina. So I think that guy who sold it probably didn't get the full amount. We're just going to say $1,200 on this again. I will battle you, Nicholas. Mister, I want PSA to come out with dual submissions. Oh, nice. There was the lady who came over to do a little cleaning, and Kara says she did a really great job. That's good. Miss Alexis is really good at getting the shipping done, but she does not enjoy cleaning up all the boxes quite as much. And so we've hired a lady to come in and do boxes for us. So check this out. This card really is just population 10. And if you've seen how expensive Unified Minds boosters are now, and how rarely this card pulls, and how rarely it grades 10 on top of all that, you will understand this price. All right, Giratina continues to be 1,200. Mister, we need a drill card. That would be fun. What I would love for you guys to choose the drill card. What do you think should be drilled? Something annoying, right? All right, here it is. Cody Sabering challenging Nicholas Pacheco. So you guys will notice we've been working a lot on deck number 3, Gym Deck 3. That's been one of the things we're working on. And you guys have been doing a pretty good job on it. People have been donating cards. Remember, you really don't have to donate anything valuable at all. It can even be a common card. It can be a holo. I just want people to participate and have fun with it. Some people do donate a card that's more valuable because they don't mind and because they like to see it in the deck. And so now we've got a functioning D3 deck, but we're not done with it. It doesn't have the max number of cards in it. You can see there's still a chunk up here. So if you guys open some Pokemon cards, you can tell me, hey, grab a card out of my opening and donate it. Last night, look, we got Gumshoes. Here's a nice Eevee. Here's a Jellicent. We got this 30 HP Phoebos, which is now one of the worst cards in the... It is the official worst card in the deck. Here's Piplup from Sarah Dusenberry. Oscar said he wanted Jinx in there. So I like the idea of just giving you guys some way to interact with the channel in a nice way. It doesn't really cost anything. I mean, it truly is not something you have to spend like a bunch of money on or anything like that. But it's fun watching these decks get made, and it gives us something to enjoy with our eyes when we're playing the gym breaks. I think it's really cool. I'm trying to decide how should we do the gym breaks so that they have some other kind of like some secondary functionality to them. Like, okay, you get this card and you get it at 50% of its normal price. Wowee, it's a lot of fun, right? But what about like maybe like a leaderboards or something like that? Would that be interesting? Should the leaderboards be like a kill death ratio, or should the leaderboards be total kills? You know, like total wins. Maybe some random 9 of a Badmon. I want PSA to come out with the dual submission. All right, here goes. Here's Whimsicott. And here's Psyduck. Round number 1, Whimsicott. Round number 2, Ekans and Mewtwo. So this round goes to Mewtwo. And round number 3, oh no! There's that Phoebos. And it is defeated by just a 50 HP Eevee. Oops, I can see that the battle kind of was shifted to the left. My bad. I'll get it in the middle of the screen next time. All right, so in this case, Mr. Cody is the winner. Nicholas, you pulled Phoebos. Phoebos is the worst thing you can pull. So there's a best thing you can pull, which is, I guess it's computer search. And if it's not computer search, I believe it's that Charizard. And then there's a worst thing you can pull. And the worst thing you can pull is Phoebos, which is freaking hilarious. I love seeing him. He's such an annoying little Phoebos, you know. So, Cody, you get the Monkey Dory. How nice. And the Monkey Dory was, like, super on sale. I mean, again, this card's like $100 on eBay. You just got it for, like, 16 bucks. That's not bad. You could sell it for 32 bucks, and you would get double what you paid for. All right. Rayquaza fan with a neglected redheaded stepchild with freckles. I think you can make money just making trades for people on here. You'd be surprised how much you can make. Yeah, we have thought about stuff like trades. What I do right now is just commission and then the trade slab. But I realize after working the trade slab for a little while, I realized there's a lot of opportunity to help people with trades. So like, I think if people understood which of their cards definitely were not going to grade 10, they would be more interested in getting rid of those cards. So, you know, I need like a bag, for example. I don't know whose bag to grab. Maybe like, here's a little light bag for Edward Cornelio. So like if Edward knew that this Choji Akimichi would not grade 10 for sure, would grade like 8 or something, he might be more interested in just liquidating it and not necessarily getting it graded or bringing it home. But so we have to have like a solution to all those concepts. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to want to sell raw cards, but yeah, some kind of trick for that would be good. It's very important, though, that money doesn't necessarily trade hands, because if there's money involved, that's a taxable event, and I'm trying to avoid additional taxable events. By the way, did you guys check out this binder break? It's even fatter. Every day we're adding a little more to it, and it's already pretty good. I'm just curious when it goes off. There's 2 people in it now, and so it's only 2 spots away, and it's just got so much stuff in it. It's crazy. It's got a lot. We just added these back here. This used Zapdos red poker deck, Parasect, and Metapoo. So those just got added in today. Yesterday, what did we add in yesterday? I don't remember. Was it this Luminion? So this Luminion got added like yesterday. That's Luminion from 2022. Full art Luminion English. All right, look at that. Fat. That's a lot. Deck 3 already off to a great start. Yeah, it's not done yet, though. There's still time to get in there and enjoy affecting how the deck plays. Like the guy who added the Phoebos. He gets to see the Phoebos get pulled now. It's kind of cool that way. Thank you for the Monkey Dory break. That was cool. And now over here, we're going to check our website and see if there's anything going on over there. It looks like the website is all done. It's no queue over there. This Lickitung is Dragon Frontiers. And I'm tempted to, well, I don't know. He's also at an affordable price, isn't he? Let me see real fast. CGC 10 Dragon Frontiers Lickitung. I'm tempted to put this one up on Phoebe. It looks like we're going to keep him at $250. Ooh, ow, my neck. My neck's doing that thing, man. It's a neck headache. It's like a migraine. He's not bad looking. I got neck migraine and terrible heartburn. Wow. It sucks. On Friday, I take another shot of that Wegovy. So that's in like 2 more days. Let's just get this a nice clean sleeve. 250. All right. So that's up to date. This FedEx driver better hurry up. I want my PSA sub. Ooh, this is serious business. Deoxys Duskull. Deoxys Duskull. There is not one for sale. Let me look up Deoxys reverse. So PSA 10 Deoxys reverse. And let's scroll down. Let's find the cheapest Deoxys 10. So the cheapest Deoxys 10 appears to be Natu for 1.4 thousand. Actually, I just had a Deoxys card sell. One that, you know, you wouldn't expect it to sell. It's kind of a stinky card, but it did just sell for 1.4, or no, I'm sorry, for 1,000, not 1.4. Let me log into my account real fast. I'll show you guys. I do like to show you guys cards that I've recently sold on the mainstream market like eBay, because it does give you it gives you a feeling or an idea of what's going on, so that you can kind of temper your expectations based on some of those sales. So here you can see EX Deoxys Numal sold for 1,000. Actually, this is the Steamboat Willie here sold for 125. And Crystal Guardians Dusclops sold for 1.2 thousand. And look at that poker card. Poker card Machamp, 450. Those are all recent sales on eBay. And now, as for this Deoxys, I know he's really rare. He's Pop 17, and he's probably a little more desirable than some of the other cards, because if I remember, Duskull was really fun to catch in Diamond Pearl, or I'm sorry, in Ruby Sapphire. Let's see. Wow, that Mike Yeno's 4.7 thousand. That's crazy, dude. Here's another Natu for 4,000. There's German Gyarados for 5,000. Slacking for 5,000. Wow, man. Here's the Magic card for 12,000. I wonder if I could buy up all 3 of these Magic cards and relist it for like 40,000. No one would buy it. Oh my god, the EX Deoxys from Holland Phantoms is at 7,000 and has 4 days left. I don't know. Pretty crazy. I do not know. I honestly don't feel like selling this card, but if I do, I'd like it to sell for a decent amount. Whoa. Look at this. The Deoxys Sableye just went for 13,000. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Pennies make pounds and kilos make millions. I don't know what to think about that. That's really crazy. We do have on February 4th, this Mag Cargo. He got 4,000. So times are just really crazy, and I know I'm the only one selling this Dust School. I just don't believe any of you guys are about to buy it. But there is a chance it could sell for 4K if no one else is selling it. I just can't believe how expensive things are getting. I think I'm going to lower the price on it, though. So 3.4, we're going to consider that a little high. I'll lower it and leave it up here for a minute, but then I think I'm just going to send this either back to my personal collection or I'm going to put it onto eBay. So we're going to have a little bit of a lower price of 3.6. I'm convinced lighters are the most profitable item. People lose them all the time and people buy them all the time. Guess what? It was a penny company. You mean like cigarette lighters? Yeah, well, you know, somebody's out there becoming a millionaire because they produce cigarette lighters all day at the cigarette lighter company. And it's a humble job, but it's a job that's always going to need to be done because people need lighters, whether they're starting a campfire or they're smoking or something. Squirtle. Kadabra. Kadabra's great. We just repriced him to 200. He's pop 6. That's not bad. Professor Oak. He's really good. That one's going to be popular. That's the Joker card. Thick Wick. I can think of 2 reasons why people are buying Thick Wick. 2 big reasons. Geodude, 250. Mega Latios. I like this card a lot. We're sending the Latios off to the vault, I think. Ninja Turtles pack split. Over here, we've got Abra. Here's Aerodactyl for 8,000. So we've definitely shown off some expensive cards. The Aerodactyl is one of the more interesting ones, probably. But let's go ahead and take a picture of these now. We want to start taking a picture. All right, so we're going to get these 4 right here. Ooh, let's put the Abra and the Alakazam next to each other. That's kind of cool, right? All right, let's see. I don't know if I've ever seen a Poker Alakazam. Is there a Poker? Yeah, there's a Poker Alakazam. I'm going crazy. There's a Poker Alakazam. I've seen it before. That must be hard to get together because they're not always, they're not in the deck at the same time. Actually, here I can prove it. Look. Look, 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 look. This is an 8 of spades, and this is an 8 of spades. That means just to get these 2 cards, you definitely have to buy 2 decks and hope that you get the variety. Okay, so these are hard to get together in a group. Costs a lot of money to get those all together. Did you see the Sableye Deoxys reverse sale? That's why I'm saying I did see that. I just showed it on screen. The Sableye Deoxys reverse sale was like 13,000. I own that card. Do you guys want to see? I've got to show this off to you guys. I was a big fan of the reverse hollows, and although I did start selling them at some point, I retained some of my favorite ones. That's Crystal Guardians. Sometimes I like to show off a little bit. You got to show off your collection, guys. Okay, so the only problem is my cards are spread all over now. That's Poker. That's Charizard. This appears to be Gengar. I gotta find them. Where are they? think they're in here. All right. Yeah, so I was a big believer in the Gold Star era Pokemon cards. Not just the Gold Star cards, but anything from that time period, like this guy. Purchased for $1,300 on 6/21. That was 5 years ago, everybody. I bought this 5 years ago. Wow. Oh, that's Holland Phantom. Wait. Okay, so here's some Holland Phantoms. They're all jumbled up. I wish I could sort them all day, but I just don't have time. I was always a fan of Deoxys himself. Oh, yeah. Is this guy still Pop 1? I should go put this up on eBay for like $30,000 or something. I bought him for $350. Oh, he is. He will probably remain Pop 1. So that Glalie, which is considered a rare card for that set. See how the name is in gold? So that means it's not a common from that set. It's a rare from that set. That Glalie will continue to be a card that somebody out there needs to complete the Emerald set. All right. I'm a big Kabutops fan. So I think I have 3 of these Holland Phantom Kabutops. You know, they weren't always worth that much. Look. $350 now. Back in the day, I mean, 622. Delta Species Jolteon. Power Keepers Flygon. You know, he was for sale for a while up on the table. I offered him for sale multiple times and no one bought him. They're like, nah, he sucks. He's probably like quadruple what he once was. Here's Holland Phantom's Deoxys. Of course, there were other cards that I shouldn't have offered, and I offered them, and they did sell. I sold my Dragon Frontiers Snorlaxes. I used to have a couple. I sold them all. Look at that right there. He has a last sold of $13,000. Purchased for $428. Not even $1,000. My God. I can't even imagine. One of my favorite cards, the EX Deoxys Gyarados, purchased for $560. Looks like a drop of money these days. Poochyena, cute. Just thought he was cute. There's another one of these. Here's another one of these. Purchased for $400. Here's another one of these. 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 I promise you it won't cost you money. Mister, I sent you a very important business proposition on Discord. All right, let's see that business prop. He says... I could spend the day pricing vintage sets. Yeah, that's a very interesting idea. I would like to work with somebody who works on pricing with me, just does like research and lists and stuff. So I am kind of interested in that, and I don't know how exactly to get that going, who to go with. But yeah, I am interested in that, understanding. Like, I would love to just know which booster pack we should be breaking as a group to optimize for low price, high return. And there's kind of a way to figure that out. You just got to go check the price of everything. And so it's kind of like something that has to be done day by day in real time to truly get like a pulse on the price of goods. And I'd be interested to have somebody who can do that with me. Look at this. That's pretty good. Of course, look, I only had one of these, the defensive Deoxys. Here's the attack Deoxys, and I guess I got 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I used to have 6 of these. I sold 2 of them. Oops. I used to have 6 of these. Look, I paid for $1,000 on one of them, and I thought at the time that I had overpaid. But indeed, I had not. These are all worth multiple thousands now. And then we have these guys. I guess I have 3 of these. 600 and no price tags on the others. Wow. I don't see why the Deoxys doesn't just go back into the box. Why even sell them? Like, it's nice if he sells for 3.6, but it's like, who cares? I mean, if the card's going to be worth $12,000 one day, why sell it for 3.6 today? Because if Pokemon keeps going up, let's say in theory it does, what cards are going to continue to go up the most? Probably the ones that everyone believe are the hardest to obtain. And it's probably going to be EX Deoxys again. Mister, that Gyarados last sold in for 5K. Only one available now for 20K. Yeah, the Gyarados, huh? The one guy who pulled it for 5K is pretty lucky because this has got to be one of the rarest Gyarados out there from a mainline set. At the time that I scanned him, he was a Pop 26 card. For stamped Rev Hollows, do you prefer CGC 10s or PSA 9s? Oh, that's a silly question. I'd rather have CGC 10s all day long. CGC 10 is a superior grade. So this guy is still population 26. All that time ago when I got his population, it has not changed since then. Not even one added to the population. That's pretty crazy. 26 all this time later, huh? All right. Well, you know what's crazy, guys? My neck is starting to hurt even more now. I don't know why it does that. My neck hurts. I agree. CGC gets so much hate if it isn't pristine. Do you run giveaways? Yes, sir. Every day, actually. We're going to be running the rest of the giveaway tonight in the nighttime stream. So if you haven't subscribed, you might want to smash the subscribe button. Here it is. So we've got spots number 18, 19, and 20 to hand out on this free Pikachu. He's a McDonald's Pikachu from 2022. And then tonight, after this one's handed out, we'll probably pick a new slab right afterwards. So join us tonight. The nighttime stream begins in about 3 hours. So we'll be live again in about 3 hours, everybody. Now I take my lunchtime break. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Duskull Pop is 17, and you have the only one available. Put it up for 6K, trust. Yeah, I know, that's why I'm saying, like, I could just ask any price on eBay and just see if anyone's crazy enough to pay it. There might be like a Duskull buyer who's like, well, this is my one shot to get the Duskull. So, you know, it's a crazy time for Pokemon right now. Record prices are being had all over the place. I'm hopping off, guys, for lunch, and I'll be back after lunch for the evening stream. See you there, guys. See you later.